Hello students, how are you all? I hope everyone fine. So in last video we completed problem part of composite function. So I'm moving to one very important concept. It's called invertible functions. Already you saw one full chapter called inverse trigonometric functions. So now I'm going to define what I mean by actually inverse functions. Okay, you will understand now that inverse trigonometric function more better after this definition. Okay, so we'll start defining. I'll write the statement. Okay, I'll explain the statement of the definition of invertible function. A function f from x to y, okay, is defined to be a invertible, and inverse exists if there exists a function g. Observe ಮಾಡಿ, g ಹೇಗೆ ಬರ್ದೇನೆ y to x. F from x to y, it's said to be a invertible and its inverse is g, then okay, it must be from y to x. X to y idadu y to x ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, such that how g of f of x is equal to ix. Ix ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Identity function of the domain. Identity function of the domain. Identity function ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ? ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಏನು? f of x equal to x is called identity function. So ix ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Identity function of the domain. Domain ಏನಿಲ್ಲಿ x. And ಇದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗಬೇಕು. f of g of y is equal to I by. What do you mean by I by? Identity function of the domain of g. What is the domain of g? Y. So it is I by. Matten special ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. It is nothing but x only. This is nothing but y. ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ. Identity function of x is x. Identity function of y is y. Correct? So ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ, if when these two conditions satisfies, we say that f is invertible and its inverse is g. Got it what I am telling? When these two conditions satisfies, we say that f is invertible and its inverse is g. Inverse of a function nenpele must satisfy these two conditions. And one more information I'll give you here. Okay, I'll give you this as a note. If this condition satisfies, nenpele if this condition satisfies, okay, then the function must be then, okay, f must be invertible. Sorry, then function f must be bijective. Invertible, okay, fine, already I defined. Okay, it is not only the invertible, then f must be bijective. If f is not bijective, this is never possible. See, for example, see this 1 2 3 4. One example ತಗೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. I'll show you what is the exact problem you will face. Suppose it is like this. Is it a function? Yeah, definitely right. Okay, it is a function. But is it bijective? No. So what will happen if it is not bijective? See, inverse ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಡೊಮೈನ್ ಇರೋದು ಕೋಡೊಮೈನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕೋಡೊಮೈನ್ ಇರೋದು ಡೊಮೈನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಡಿ 1 2 3 4. ಸೊ ಫುಲ್ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, 1 ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ as well as 2 ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. See what happened here? ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ bijective, when interchange of codomain and domain, you may get a relation which is not a function. If it is not a function, can it be an invertible function or inverse of something? Definitely not possible. So if these two conditions satisfies, please remember that the function f must be bijective. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೈಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೈಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ true. Please remember that. So I'll take one example. This you saw in the previous chapter. See, suppose f of x is equal to sin x. Then you studied what is the inverse of that. What is the inverse of that? F inverse of x is sin inverse of x. See, I'll just explain this first. Okay, how when it is possible. See, you know one property in inverse trigonometric function. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? sin inverse of sin x. ಏನು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಆನ್ಸರು? Yeah, identity function of x. Or sin of sin inverse. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದು ಏನು ಆನ್ಸರು? x only. ನೆನಪಿದೆ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್? So this is the best example for this definition. Clear what I'm telling? So when function is invertible, only when the function is bijective. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದು? These two conditions must satisfy. G of f of x, f of g of y must give identity function. Clear what I'm telling? See, this from this you will get one important question that I'm going to discuss. O represent here composition, this O represent again composition. One best example, okay, to understand the whole thing is inverse trigonometric functions. For complete chapter is over, okay, related to that particular functions. Inverse sine inverse of x, cos inverse of x, tan inverse of x, and so on. Bijective hakirbekanತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? Take this example. I hope you understood. Now using this definition, we are going to solve some very important problems for 5 marks. Usually this type of question will be asked in part D as a 39th question for 5 marks. Okay. So first question using composition or using invertible concept is f of x equal to 4x plus 3 by 6x minus 4 where x is not equal to 2 by 3. Really? Why it is given that x is not equal to 2 by 3? 2 by 3 ಇದ್ರಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ? 1 3 2 4 minus 4. So ಏನು 0. So what is the problem with this? ಎಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ? Denominator ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Denominator 0 ಆದರೆ that function does not exist. So denominator should be not equal to 0. ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? When x is not equal to 2 by 3. So that is a condition. Okay, ಏನು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? We have to prove that f of x is equal to x. So we will concentrate only on this part. One more question is that the last ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. First just concentrate on this part. So what we have to do? We have to prove f of x is equal to x. This we have to prove. ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ. We have to prove this. Okay, so to prove this you just consider first f of x. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀಬಹುದು? f of x ಅಲ್ವಾ? f of x. Okay, composition last video ದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಿರಿ ನೀವು. Okay, so what is f of x? f of x ಏನು? This one, 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. Correct? Just substitute, replace f of x by whatever given in the question. You can proceed as it is, or in last video you saw what I did in a composition. Let me use that same procedure. Take this whole thing as z. Direct to ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, nothing to worry, but if you are the beginner to this composition, better to solve like this. Take this whole thing as z, so z is equal to this. Okay, so what is f of z? If this is f of x, what is f of z? Can you tell me? f of z is 4z plus 3 by 6z minus 4. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ಇದೆ, ಆ x ಅನ್ನು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ z ಹಾಕಿ. Very good, right? So 4z plus 3 by 6z minus 4. So what is that? 4x plus 3 by 6x minus 4 plus 3 divided by 6 into 4x plus 3 by 6x minus 4 minus 4. So ಈ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ. LCM ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So take LCM. what is LCM? 6x minus 4. So it is 16x plus 12. 3 ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 18x minus 12. ಇಲ್ಲಿ LCM ಏನು? 6x minus 4. 24x plus 18. 4 ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ 24x plus 16. So these two cancel, this cancel, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Yes, very good. So what is remaining? 34x in numerator, 34 in denominator. Then what we have to prove? We have to prove f of x equal to x. What we got? Yes, x only. So we proved therefore f of x is equal to x. One part is over. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? simplification. Very good. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿರೇನು? What is the inverse of f? Now if f of x is equal to x, okay, then can you tell me what is the inverse of f? This implies f inverse is, inverse definition ನೆನಪಿದಲ್ವಾ? f of g of x is x, g of f of x is also x, then g is called inverse of f. ಇಲ್ಲಿ g ಬದಲು ಏನಿದೆ? Instead of g, what you can see here? Instead of g we have f itself. So inverse of f is itself. Okay, if f of x is equal to x, then inverse of the function is itself. Clear ಆಯ್ತಾ? If f of x is equal to x, then inverse of the function is itself. ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾನು ಬರೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, next one. Similar practice. This question is asked in 2020 final exam for 3 marks. ಇದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮೂರು ಸಲ ಇದೇ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನ 3 marks ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ. ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ for 3 marks. Okay, it is asked in latest final exam, that is 2020. Okay, the solution is as follows. What is the question first? F from R to R defined by f of x is equal to f of x 3 minus x cube whole to the power 1 by 3. Then find and the killer, but it is similar to show that also here also you are going to get x only. Remember that f of x. So you have to find out composition with itself. f of x. ಇಲ್ಲಿ correct ಆಗಿ observe ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ so many confusion parts are there. Correct ಆಗಿ observe ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, f of 3 minus x cube whole to the power 1 by 3. Direct ಆಗೂ substitute ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, but better is, as I told, take the given thing, the whole thing as z. ಹಾ, ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಹೇಗೂ ಬರೀತೀರಿ, ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ f of z 3 minus z cube whole to the power 1 by 3. So here you will start showing your talent. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ, 3 cancel, finish. Answer ಬರುತ್ತೆ, but method is wrong. You cannot cancel this 3 and 3. Why we can't cancel? This 1 by 3 is not only for z cube, it is also there for 3. ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ, cancel ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. Okay, 3 minus z ಏನು 3 minus x cube whole to the power 1 by 3. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೀತೀರಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 3 ಬರೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನು ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮರ್ತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗಾಟ್ 3 3s, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ, ಯಾವ 3 ಬರೀಬೇಕು? ದಿಸ್ 3 ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್. ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಟ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ 3. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ 3 ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ 100% ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಸೊ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರಿ. ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ವಿಚ್ 3 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್. ಇದೆರಡು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ? No, because this 1 by 3 is not only for this, is there for 3 also. Can we cancel this 3? Ha, ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆನಪಿಲಿ. Only you can cancel this, no other 3s. So correct ಆಗಿ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 3 minus, now I am removing all the bracket, minus 3. Okay, minus 3 minus plus x cube. Okay, next 3 ಇರೋದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಹೊರಗೆ 1 by 3. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, it cannot cancel. First you cancel this, then remaining x cube whole to the power 1 by 3. Now the remaining 3 will get cancelled. So what we proved here actually asked find, but you may get question this as a prove that, just like the last question. So what we got f of x is equal to x. Here question is fine, but you may get show that f of x equal to x, just like the last question. Then what is the inverse of f? What is the inverse of f? Here it is not asked, but if it is asked what is the inverse of f? Inverse of f is itself, because composition with itself is an identity function. I hope you understood. So in next video I'm going to discuss one important section, 5 mark section of 39th question in final exam, okay, from the concept invertible function.